Yo guys, hello and welcome back to round 5 here in Saudi Arabia in my F126 Aston Martin career mode. Hope you're all doing well, guys. And before we get into the video, if you are enjoying the F126 DLC as much as I am, then please like and subscribe, leave a comment with some feedback, and yeah, let's get into it. Now, if you did miss round 4 out in Bahrain, then please go and check that video out before this one. Give you a few seconds so you don't see any spoilers, but yeah, so it wasn't a very good weekend out in Bahrain for ourselves. Multiple contacts with our teammate and other drivers on the grid and finishing P20. So yeah, not ideal. George Russell with his second win in a row. And yeah, Saudi Arabia up next. So let's get straight into it. So starting off round 5 here and just checking the weather forecast, and out in Saudi Arabia we have rain expected for the race here this weekend. So yeah, something I'm definitely not prepared for and definitely going to be learning on the job here, but I don't think I've ever done a lap around Saudi in rain, so this could be a very interesting weekend. Moving into qualifying now for Saudi, and very fast flowing track, really satisfying when you get it right, but really bad when you get it wrong. So just trying to get a banker on the table for the first lap here. Little tap on the wall on the outside there. And coming across the line, P10, 3 tenths off Sergio Perez in 8th. But just a banker. Need to slowly warm up to this circuit. We did go out for another run straight after, but we did not improve. So moving straight on to the final lap in Q1, and not as good through turn 1 as our banker, but we get a better exit and moving into this tight left-hander. Perfectly, not quite kissing the wall on the inside, and we carry the momentum through the right and the double left-hander. Really satisfying when you get this segment of the racetrack right. And we had a decent first sector, half a second up there. Now moving into the long left-hander. Make sure you roll the car in, get on the power nice and early. Little bit of boost on the exit just to keep momentum up. 7 tenths up. Moving into the blind right-hander. Hate this corner, but we get it nicely done. Little ride on the curb there. Slight tap on the wall on the exit.
2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
As we're a second up now, moving into the fast left-hander. Nice little Lyco in there. Avoid the curb on the exit. Can unsettle the car and burn the rest of the battery down towards the final corner. We are slowly losing the delta because we had a little bit less battery on this lap, but we send it into the final corner, get on the power nice and early and on the boost. So we're going to improve by around 7.5 tenths of a second, and that means P19. So we're not last for once, guys. That's showing progress here at Aston Martin. Now, we may be showing progress here, but so is our teammate, P6 in Q1, and he gets through into the next round. So amazing job from our teammate after the shenanigans in Bahrain. But P19, it's slow improvement for us. Charles Leclerc actually last in qualifying there. Do not know what happened to him, so he must have had an underlying issue there. But Max Verstappen as well. Kimi Antonelli not doing great in that session, so maybe this is the race of the underdogs. Now, let's just move into the race, shall we?
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the Lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So with Jeddah already being one of the newest circuits in Formula One, it seems that the drivers will now also have to figure out how to tackle it in these unusually wet conditions. Like many other street circuits, this is a very technical drive. Some of these corners are challenging enough in the dry, so it's going to be interesting to see just how the drivers fare in this weather. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Piastri, Lando Norris and Verstappen, Hadjar, Sainz, Colapinto and Liam Lawson, Lindblad, Behrman, Fernando Alonso and Bottas, Bortoletto, Gasly, Alex Albon and Richards, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Leclerc and Sergio Perez completes our grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So here we are for race day here in Saudi Arabia, and as you can see, the weather forecast was not lying. It is raining here, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. Intermediate tyres, it should dry up towards the end of the race, so wet to dry race here in Saudi. Never done a wet lap here, so we're going to be learning. We're going to send it. Got nothing to lose in this one, so let's see if we can get a result and hopefully snatch a point in this one. So without any further ado, let's get into the race. So we've got 5 red lights here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and go! Decent start off the grid, good traction, a little bit of the boost on in the wet conditions here. So what does that mean as we dive into turn 1, already up to P11 in this one. Arvid Lindblad holding it on the outside there as we have a gaggle of 4 cars up ahead squabbling for position, and we go slowly into this left-hander, and the traction from the AI is not ideal here, but we're just going to be patient on these first few laps, get the conditions down and steady ourselves into this race as we go on the attack of Liam Lawson here nice and early, swinging to the outside in the wet conditions. We hold it but drift slightly out wide, so we cut back under to try and get the superior traction, a little bit more on the boost, and we make our way past Liam Lawson there. So good opening stages to this race here. P10, and Lewis Hamilton up ahead in P8 is already on the medium tyres, so I mean, it didn't give us the option to start on the slicks, so either Hamilton has predicted the future here or has made a complete and utter error for Ferrari here. But now we need to try and get past him as soon as possible, because surely he is going to be lacking the pace here in these conditions. So we slide up the inside of Franco Colapinto there into the final corner, and we are right on the back of the Ferrari man here. We put the battery on and we blast past him. Now, can we pull a gap to these guys? Because surely Hamilton is going to be holding people up in the early stages of this race, as Colapinto tries to come back into turn 1, turn 2, but we hold him off for now. Moving towards the end of lap 2 now, and we've been trying to pull away from Franco, but he is not having any of it as he sends it into the final corner. Back end stepping out crazy from the Alpine there as we put the boost on to try and get him back, as people are already into the pit lane here on lap 2. As we go around the outside of Colapinto. So P2 already in this Grand Prix with the pit stops. Franco coming back though. He is not giving this one up, but we hold the position nicely into turn 3. But wow, so majority of the grid seem to have pitted already. So were they on the slick tyres or were they on the intermediates? Because wow, yeah, very confusing start to this race. But our rears are really burning up now, so surely it can't be time to change tyres yet, because it's still raining. It's clearly still wet out on the track. but the tyres are just not coping, so maybe Hamilton was onto something here. Moving towards the end of the lap, and the tyres are absolutely screaming here. 31% on the rear right already towards the end of lap 3 as Colapinto blasts past, but we let him go to try and get this boost. He'll probably pull into the pits at the end of this lap if it's the same as the other cars, and he does indeed. Antonelli also, which means we will be leading the Grand Prix for the first time in our career inside this game, and Valtteri Bottas in P2 for Cadillac. What a crazy race so far. Hamilton and Leclerc both on medium tyres, so that must be a masterstroke from the Ferrari boys. So I assume the people that have already boxed will be going on to the slick tyres, but surely it's too early. I mean, we're absolutely skating around this track due to the tyre wear and the tyre temperatures, but
Fernando is in for his stop.
as our teammate boxes as well, we must still be on the right tyre, no? We'll give it a lap or two and see what our tyres are saying and the gaps between ourselves and the Ferrari boys. Lack of experience in the wet here at Saudi Arabia is showing though, because we cannot hit an apex to save our lives. The tyres are really starting to scream and struggle, but as you can see, Valtteri Bottas has been closing up to the rear of us here. We've maintained the gap to the Ferraris throughout this lap, but Bottas and Ocon are absolutely flying here. So that's kind of confirms to me that the intermediate tyres are still the tyres of choice. So we will be staying out in this one, no matter what. As we get a decent exit off the final corner as Valtteri Bottas boxes to go onto the slicks. We stay out.
For tyre wear, as you well know, so please try and keep them in the green.
So that must be the last of the intermediate tyres to box. Everyone else, by the looks of it, are on the slick tyres. So, and we pulled out an extra half a second on Hamilton in the last sector alone. So I think we've made the right call here, guys. Be on the right tyres at the right time and it will pay dividends. So yeah, if we can extend this gap, we will.
Okay, mate,
but we need to keep the tyre wear down and the temperatures down also, because we could really capitalise on this very weird situation here in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But P1 on track, so we're having a great start to this one.
Green flag.
So we get a quick yellow flag that turns to green, but Isaac Hadji is out of the session, and that means a virtual safety car on lap 5 here. Now, what do we do? Surely we have to take this advantage that we have now and box. Surely it still enters, but everyone else is on the slick, so surely we've got to follow them. It's going to dry up towards the end of the race anyway, so and they can't be that much slower, surely. So we go into the box and take advantage of this safety car. So we need a really good stop here from the boys. Try and get us the most track position possible. And it is, it's a 2.4 again from the boys. That's pretty standard this season. And virtual safety car is ending, so perfect timing for us. We push the pit exit. And P6 on track as we get a warning from the pit lane exit. But we've made a pit stop now onto the hard tyres, so this is an incredible start to the Grand Prix here. Lap 6, P6 behind Carlos Sainz, ahead of Franco Colapinto. So Let's lock in now, try and get these tyres up to temperature and see what we can do in this one. Now only halfway through the lap and we're already racing up to the back of Carlos Sainz here. We must have warmer tyres, slightly better tyre wear, but Carlos Sainz seems absolutely nowhere in this one, and we are gaining at a rapid rate of knots here. As we go down into the final corner, take it nice and easy, but as you can see, Carlos Sainz is really struggling in this one, so we're going to apply the boost really squirmy on the exit as we race up to the back of the Williams. And we're going to send it into turn 1, waste no time in this one, and we get the position up to P5. Amazing stuff, and Piastri's only 2 seconds up the road, so wow, we are making incredible progress in this one, so stay tuned and lock in for the rest of this one. End of lap 7 now, and we've already gained up a second on that lap to Oscar Piastri ahead. A little bit squirrely again in the final corner as we put the traction down, but going across the line, we are going to claim the fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far, so the pace is there in this Aston Martin. And surely Oscar Piastri at this point is going to be a sit-in duck here for the rookie in only his 5th race in the sport. This is incredible scenes. Moving on to the end of lap 8 now, and Lewis Hamilton boxes, so promotes us up to P4 in this one. Incredible stuff. End of lap 9 now, and we are slowly catching up to Charles Leclerc in P2. Still on the same tyres I presume he started on from the back of the grid, so really good pace from myself and Oscar here, but we are going to fly by him this time into P3. So that is a net podium place position in this Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc just ahead is going to be an absolute sitting duck here, so we're going to try and get him nice and early here, but he covers off the middle of the track really nicely there. Good defensive driving from the Monegasque, and he's going to keep the position for now. Moving on to the end of lap 10 now, and we are still within range of Charles Leclerc. Little bit of a slide into the final corner, but even with the wobbly exit, we get a better exit than Charles Leclerc, and we're going to burn the battery down towards turn 1 in an effort to pass the Ferrari driver. We go to the outside of him, and we hold it around the outside, which turns to the inside for turn 2. And we get the position P2 now in this race. Things cannot possibly get any better, surely. Moving on to the start of lap 12 now, and Charles Leclerc peels into the pit lane. So Oscar Piastri now 8 tenths of a second behind. In a dream position right now for Aston Martin still, though. We need to try and hold Oscar Piastri back. And wow, lap 12, nearly halfway through this race, and it's an absolute dream so far. But we get a really poor exit out of the first sector, and Oscar Piastri is on our tail, and he's going to capitalise on our mistake there and pull around the outside. We try and hang it around the outside, but we go way too deep, and Oscar Piastri claims back second place. Not going to stress over that though, because we are still in a podium position and a good decent chunk of time ahead of Carlos Sainz in 4th, so yeah, we're still looking really good in this race, but tyres are starting to wear a little bit. We will have to make another pit stop in this race, so let's try and keep up with Piastri and see what happens next in this crazy Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Moving on to the end of lap 14, start lap 15 now, and Oscar Piastri has pit ahead of us. He did manage to pull a little bit of a gap on us as we tried to look after our tyres a bit. But yeah, we're still very happy with this. Lewis Hamilton now in P3 behind, as other people have decided to pit. And also Charles Leclerc as well in 4th place there, and our teammate decides to go in the pit. So we will be in at the end of this lap to get some fresh tyres. Into the pit lane now we will go. Still P2 on track. Antonelli ahead of us is also in, so need a really good stop from the boys, and hopefully we can just maintain our positions in this race. And it's going incredible still, and another standard 2.4 second pit stop from the boys in green, so yeah, really good one there. Now where will we exit? Will we get ahead of the Cadillac? Valtteri Bottas up in P5? We will indeed. Really good from the team there. Crucial. And yeah, us in 5th for Aston Martin. Bottas now in 7th for Cadillac. Really good for some of the bottom teams here. But yeah, let's use these fresh tyres now and see if we can either hold Norris behind or catch up to Piastri ahead. Moving on towards the end of lap 16 now, and Lewis Hamilton boxes from P4, so we will assume P4 back.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
As Mark is obviously being paid by word here in this year's game. Need to turn him off somehow, but yeah, up into P4 now for Aston Martin. 4 seconds behind Oscar Piastri, make that 5 seconds, and nearly 3 seconds back to Lando Norris. So let's see what we can do in the rest of this one. Still raining here in Saudi Arabia. It's not actually decided to stop / dry up yet, so as we go green in sector 1. So let's lock in now and see what we can do as we come across the line for our first flying lap out of the pits, and we set the fastest lap of the race, which is just confirming our pace in this Grand Prix.
Chasing records, so let's think about starting to conserve fuel, maybe lifting early into the corners.
Bloody Mark gained a 1.5 seconds on Piastri on that lap, so this race for the podium is definitely not over in this one. End of lap 19 now, and Kimi Antonelli sets fast lap of the race, but we take it straight back off him here with a 1:39.5. So we are absolutely pushing in this one, trying to get that last podium place as Gabriel Bortoleto retires from the session, but no safety car, nothing like that. So let's keep going, let's keep pushing in this one. Skipping all the way to the start of the penultimate lap here in Saudi Arabia, and the rain has completely dried up. So we're constantly setting personal bests now. The cars ahead have absolutely streaked away. I mean, obviously the AI are just not as good in the rain as they are in the dry. Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton have been approaching pretty rapidly over the past few laps, but we're still in a really good position in this race. P4 is better than our wildest imagination going into this weekend. So yeah, can we hold on to P4 as Lando Norris now within 1 second of us?
0.4 seconds.
We're going to have to do a real job here defending towards the end of this race. Moving swiftly on to the final lap of the race now as we try to set the fastest lap. We get a personal best again, but Lewis Hamilton behind us, a full half a second a lap quicker than us at the moment. Lando Norris 1.5 seconds behind, and it's going to be nip and tuck if we can get to the end of this race in P4 with the cars behind catching us really quickly. We have a decent first sector, but Lando Norris gains about half a second on us. So at that rate, he will be on us at the last corner, even though we are putting in green first sectors. But yeah, Lando Norris is not giving up as we come onto the back straight now. We hit the wall. The tyres are giving up. The car is giving up. And Lando and Russell are absolutely swamping us to the outside. They both go. We launch it down the inside to try and hold on to our P4. We're giving it absolutely everything. Little squeeze on Lando at the exit. But we've run out of pace. And George Russell, will he make it? No, he won't. We secure P5 in this Grand Prix. And that is an amazing result for the boys. Charles Leclerc with driver of the day. We probably deserve that, but anyways.
This has been absolutely magnificent. Victory today for Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And it's a richly deserved victory today for Kimi Antonelli. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So Kimi Antonelli wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and we finish P5 for Aston Martin. 10 championship points coming home to the boys in green. And what a phenomenal race that was. Had a bit of everything. Wet to dry running. Virtual safety car at a decent time for us, and yeah, we had really decent pace this weekend. So up to 10th in the Drivers' Championship. Really good. Could not ask for much more there, and up to 6th in the Constructors. So yeah, ahead of Racing Bulls, just behind of the main Red Bull Racing team. So yeah, that's really not a bad place to be so far in this championship. So yeah, amazing. Could not ask for much more there. Fernando Alonso only ended up P13 after his really good qualifying session, but look, as long as one of us are getting the points for the team, then that's all that matters at the end of the day. And we show him who the dominant driver is here inside this career mode. But just in case you did miss parts of that first episode, I will put on screen in a moment some of the assists and settings, if you like, for this career mode. But yeah, this is going to be it from me, guys. So I will see you next time out in Miami for the sprint race. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hope you have a really good day / evening and enjoy the Austrian Grand Prix this weekend. So if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments down below. And thank you all so much and cheers.